Bobby's an experienced roofing contractor. He recently got yet a new location. He wants to be found in the Google 3-pack by potential customers in the area for keywords such as roofing, roof repair, roofing companies. Now, Bobby and I have worked many times in the past in other projects, and we've always had great success. Now, at the time Bobby contacted me, Local Falcon was down. Some of you remember that in December, Local Falcon was down for a couple of weeks. So I absolutely need Local Falcon before I take on any project. I told Bobby that I couldn't get started unless I ran a scan. He said, well, I have BrightLocal, and BrightLocal is able to give us something very similar to Local Falcon. It'll give you a heat map, and it'll tell you where you are ranking in the Google 3-pack for a specific keyword. So let's go ahead and take a look at the scan. This is what he sent over to me. As you can see, not great, not great. This is a 3-mile radius, and you can see here that he's ranking number 3 and pretty much his own 4 walls, or maybe the surrounding areas. This is what I call phase 1 GMB. So what is phase 1? I like to break it down so I know exactly what I need to do per phase, because you know, SEO, and especially local SEO and maps, can get very complicated. Well, I like to make it simple, for me at least, so I can rank my clients. Phase 1 is a GMB that does not rank fully green in a 3-mile radius. Now, it could be completely red, it could be partially red, it could have a little bit of green, it could be completely yellow. So in my opinion, if you're not fully green in a 3-mile radius for your most profitable keyword, you are at phase 1. So Bobby said, go ahead and get started, but I'm going to order some citations. And this is why I said, don't do it, just let me do my work. Okay, so think with me. You think that you need citations, right? Because it's a brand new GMB and you need citations. Well, let me ask you something. How many would you need? Would you say 25, 50, 100? So how many? All right, how long would it take for you to get the links back? 3 weeks, 4 weeks? How long before you get them indexed? Sometimes you have to push indexing yourself because they won't get indexed. Citations take anywhere from 2 to 3 to 6 months to even a year to index. So I said, Bobby, I normally give you results in 4 weeks, so why don't you go just take your wife out to dinner? Don't order citations and leave the work to me. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, I'm sure. Okay, well, why don't I show you the scan 4 weeks later? Okay, guys, so this is the Local Falcon result for a 3-mile radius for roofing. Now, you can see that we're almost green. It's, I mean, come on, it changed quite a bit, right? You may say it's not completely out of phase 1 because we still see a little bit of yellow. Well, December was a little bit challenging. We had 2 Google updates, and then we had the holidays. I had to give my staff some days off for Christmas and New Year's, and we do a lot of our work manually. But yeah, rest assured, in just a few more days, we're gonna be completely out of phase 1. Now, what's most important? What do you do next? Can you go into phase 2? And what's phase 2? Well, let me show you what phase 2 is like. Phase 2 is when you tell your client, let's go for the 6-mile radius in another 4 weeks. And not just for 4 keywords. Now we're going to push for more like 24 and 30 keywords. That's phase 2. Now, can you do it for every single listing? I'm going to teach you today how to identify whether you can move into phase 2 or not. You finish your phase 1, so what do you want to do next? You want to run the same scan here in Local Falcon, but you want to do it for 6 miles and see what you get in 6 miles. So here's the scan for 6 miles for the same keywords. Okay, so now go take a look at the competitors. Local Falcon would allow you to take a look at the competitors. And I want you to see if your competitor, number 1, is taking almost the entire 6-mile radius, so can you. What I mean is, if the number 1 competitor is able to break proximity, so can you. Now let's take a look at number 2. This guy here, as you can see, he's breaking proximity. He may be located in a certain area, but he's able to rank all the way out in 6 miles, so can you. Number 3 is the same, number 4 is the same. Okay, so Google is allowing to break proximity for this particular niche or this particular area. Not every niche is the same, not every area is the same. But for this particular area, when you see something like this and your number one competitor is breaking into the 6-mile radius, so can you. Now, once you determine that you can break proximity, take a look at the number of reviews. If you're up against somebody that has reviews in the hundreds or the thousands and you have 12, well, yeah, it's going to be very difficult. Even if you're right next to them, it's going to be very difficult for you to get the call or for your client to get the call. So you want to make sure that before you move into phase 2, you look at all these details. Are they breaking proximity? Do they have a huge number of reviews? And maybe they still have a lot of reviews, but they have a very poor star rating. That's the case right here. Not only does the number one competitor have only 35, which we can pass him like that, it has a 4-star rating. So yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can take it. Bobby, we can take it. We'll take the 6-mile radius. No problem, baby. Some of you have asked me, do I have to build multiple GMBs to rank in multiple cities? Well, why don't you start by running some scans and find out where you're at. Are you in phase 1? Take your first 3 miles first. Now, you're in phase 2. Well, do exactly what I did right now. If your competitor number 1 is breaking proximity, so can you. So you don't have to build multiple GMBs. If your number 1 competitor is not breaking proximity, believe me, I've seen it. Well, then you're going to have to build multiple GMB. Some of you have also asked me, do I need to build location pages? I never do. In fact, run some scans. And if you see that your number 1 competitor is breaking proximity, I encourage you, go take a look at the website and see if they have any location pages. Most often they don't. Like, I checked this guy here, number 1. No, he's breaking all kinds of proximity and he doesn't have any location pages. Now, it's up to you. If you want to build them, build them. I never do. I never find it necessary. I let the data lead me the way. Because if the number 1 guy is not breaking proximity, why are you going to go and build 10 location pages? It's just not going to happen. So I encourage you to follow this method and see if you can get some easy wins. So for phase 1 and phase 2, we use our click-through rate method. We create engagement by the community. Now, what that means is that people in the area are going on their mobile devices or their desktops. They're looking for roof repair. They're finding Bobby's listing. They're reading reviews. They're looking at photos. They're welling on the website, asking for driving directions. All of that is engagement, even asking questions. All of that is engagement. We now know that engagement is at the top of the ranking factors. Believe me, it works. Not only does it show in the scans, it actually shows inside of the GMB data. Once we successfully complete phase 2, it's time to go into phase 3. That's when you can rank in a 15-mile radius, following the same method, of course. Some clients are very specific. They just want one town or one city because there's generally a lot more money into that town as opposed to the other areas, and that's possible with phase 3. So how would you like to get results like this for your own clients or for your own listings? Well, I invite you to train with me. My course is finally out. It took me months in the making, but it's finally here. It's relevant, it's new, it's up to date. I teach one-on-one. I don't like the videos. So I basically, we set up a training time. It's gonna take an hour and a half to 2 hours, depending on how much knowledge you have and how sharp you are. But that's it. And after that, we have follow-up appointments. I want to make sure that you're able to rank your listings. I provide you with all of the tools. Not only do I teach you, but I'll give you the tools, like this is how you're going to do your CTR, and this is how you're going to do this, and that's your step 1, and this is what you do for phase 1 and phase 2 and phase 3. Like, I really break it down. So let's get ready for this year. I believe that your agency can turn around in this year, 2023. I believe that your business is ready to turn around this year, and I'm only too happy to do it for you. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. And I cannot wait to see you in the course. If you're interested in done for you services, send me an email. Just send me your maps URL and the keywords you want to be known for or found for, and I'll be happy to reply to you. Until next time, my beautiful people, Happy New Year.